Sherlock Holmes and Watson have been called to a case in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. A report has been called in that a snowman named Jackson Frostly has been kidnapped.
Watson, do you think you're dressed appropriately for this mission? What's wrong with it?
What should Watson be wearing? Try to figure out online what the weather would be like in Murfreesboro, Tennessee in January. Record the information in your detective sketch journal. Now that we know how Holmes and Watson should be dressed, let's head to the crime scene and look for clues.
Alright, Annie, so when was last time you saw Jackson Frostly? Well, when I left at 7:30 this morning before school, he was still here in the backyard. But when I got home from school at 3, he was gone. All that was left was his red scarf and his blue hat and this footprint. Where should we start, Holmes? Well, I think first we need to get the description of Mr. Frostly from Annie, and then we need to measure this footprint. On it, Holmes.
Take out your detective sketch journal and use Annie's description of Jackson Frostly to draw a picture of him. Well, he had a big round bottom, big round circle for a bottom. He had a medium-sized circle of snow for the middle, and then a small round circle head. He had 2 black hole eyes, and then 5 black hole mouths, and he was always smiling. And then he had a long orange carrot nose.
Okay.
That's him, that's Jackson.
Now let's measure this footprint. It's 9 3/4.
Record in your sketch journal how big the foot was. 9 3/4.
Annie, do you know who might have wanted to take Jackson?
Well, I did see on the news that silly sun, tricky temperature, and wacky weather have been present in the disappearance of many other snowmen in the area.
So let's investigate tricky temperature first.
It says here in our computer that tricky temperature was 29 degrees Fahrenheit at 7:30 a.m. when Annie left for school. And he was 54 degrees Fahrenheit at 3 p.m. when she got home today.
Well, what about wacky weather?
Well, it's been wackier than usual. It was snowing and freezing cold yesterday, but it got sunny and much warmer today.
So what about silly sun?
Sure enough, he was hiding yesterday, but he was spotted during the disappearance of Mr. Frostly.
A hypothesis is a guess about the results of something. Write a hypothesis about what you think happened to Jackson Frostly in your journal.
So what do you think, Sherlock?
It's elementary, my dear Watson. The silly sun came out just at the right time when wacky weather's decision was made to change. Then tricky temperature rose, causing the snowman to melt.
What about the footprint, Holmes?
Well, let's measure. It must have been from Annie. Sure enough, it's a perfect match.
I must have left it after I made Jackson, and it must have just remained in the snow that was left on the ground. Did you guess what happened to Jackson Frostly? Document in your journal what really happened. Make sure and write down the following vocabulary words and write what you think they mean.